When FerraMonster Knives launched last year, I was lucky enough to get hands-on with all three of their first models very quickly, and soon became a fan of their fit and finish, their build quality, their value, and especially the ergos of the Glideman. This knife is so comfortable to use and is one of my favorite to carry and use until winter hit. And then I'm not a big fan of carrying titanium and freezing my hands. And I wondered what this would feel like with Micarta. Now we know. And I'm about to show you and break down the changes that they made to the FerraMonster Glideman CP. I'm going to tell you why this is currently my favorite FerraMonster model, and how you can win one. Stick around. What it do, Cripple Crew? EDCwithDBD, disabled but deadly, and I'm excited for this one today because not only do I get to show you my new favorite FerraMonster model, but like I said in the intro, I'm also going to tell you how you can win one of these new knives. First, do me a favor, stab that like button like you mean it, /subscribe, bash that bell, all that stuff helps out the channel, and it makes sure that you get notified of everything coming up, like the giveaways that are all tied to my 1-year anniversary and 2,000 YouTube subscriber celebration this Saturday, June 14th, beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. You're definitely going to want to be there because we've got a lot of knives to give away, and one of those is a brand new FerraMonster Glideman CP. The Glideman CP has all the same measurements as the original Glideman, coming in at 7.19 inches overall length, with a blade length of 3.05 inches, a close length of 4.13 inches. We've got a nice and tall 1.4 inch blade here, with a blade stock thickness of 130 thousandths. Just like the original, we have a titanium backspacer, and we have fully T8 hardware. Full T8 hardware, even on your pocket clip screw, just like the original Glideman. We have caged ceramic ball bearings, which are very smooth, actuated with that blade hole that is great for the reverse flick, the thumb flick, and of course you have a flipper tab that's light switch, push button. Either works because we've got some pretty good jimping and a nice angle on that flipper tab. Where this separates itself, what differentiates this, I should say, from the original is in the rest of our materials. So, the original Glideman, of course, and our locking mechanism, but the original Glideman was titanium scales, titanium pocket clip, and an M390 blade. Now we have micarta scales over steel liners that are skeletonized to reduce weight, and this one is a liner lock rather than a frame lock, and 154 cm on the blade steel. The price on this is, retail price on this normally is $129 compared to $239 for the Glideman. Now, I do want to point out that during their Father's Day sale, this is only through the 13th, the OG Glideman, because everything is 20% off for Father's Day, and you can use code DBD to stack it and get another 10% for 30% off, which drops the OG Glideman down to like $170 something. I think it was right around $180 Huge savings, like $60 savings on this one. And so you're going to get it below $200 for M390 and titanium. Whereas the new Glideman CP, right now with the 20% off, is showing at $103, and then when DBD takes another 10% off, you're going to be under $100, $92 for the same FerraMonster build quality as the OG, but a more comfortable feel to me. So our micarta, as you can see, is a nice tight coarse weave, or nice tight weave, and we have a pretty smooth finish on it, but very still grippy because it's micarta. You can see the beautiful layers there, the weave that make up the micarta. That looks so awesome. And then, like I said, our liners are milled to reduce weight. There we go. We're sitting at about 35-40% lockup on that crossbar, on that liner lock, and perfectly centered. These micarta scales, they not only feel awesome, but they're going to, they're going to take on a bit of a patina over time, and they're going to darken. This is considered the OD green. And as you can see, if I continue to rub, it's going to get darker. And as the oils in your hand and stuff get into this, I like that micarta kind of ages with you, and it shows your, the use of the knife. Instead of a titanium clip, we have a deep carry wire pocket clip, and yes, the Lynch Northwest standard Spyderco wire clip replacement fits this if you want to put a titanium clip on it. And I do want to call out that they missed something that they really could have easily done on this. And that is, they had the chance to make the CP an ambidextrous knife, where the OG was always right hand tip up only. All they would have had to do is cut the scale for the wire clip. The wire clip is a perfect reversible style clip. And then this would have been, because this is a, very easy knife. Whoop, my hand is, there we go. Right or left-handed. Very easy to use. And if they had just put a spot for that pocket clip, they would have opened up their market a bit more. I do think that's a miss. And I'm going to point that out because there's very few misses to me on this knife as far as sharpening goes, because of that generous finger choil. Our plunge grind starts here, it ends right here. We've got a ton of sharpening life. And choosing 154 cm for their budget steel was a good choice to me, I think, because it's going to hold its edge longer than 14C 28N, definitely longer than Nitro V. It's going to hold its edge longer than most of the budget steels in this price range. And it is corrosion resistant, especially with the blackwash finish that's done on it. And it's still decently tough, even if it's not as tough as, say, 14C 28N. So it's a fantastic budget steel that goes towards more towards edge retention, and that makes me happy. Let me grab a piece of paper. I should have had one ready. But FerraMonster's edges always come very sharp. And this 154 cm is going to be, like I said, hold its edge for a while, and it'll be very easy to maintain at home. So I think that's a good choice to go for the budget steel. The micarta feels like very high quality micarta. It really does feel like very high quality micarta. It looks great all the way around. Now the Glideman, for my hands, behind the pivot, behind that flipper tab, I still have enough room with my extra large glove size hand, but not much. However, it does fit much larger hands than most of the schmedium, under 7¼ inch knives because of that generous finger choil. It's also a fantastic candidate for a flipper delete, which I think this one is going to get, because that would give you even more of a choil and more of a another choke up spot right there. But when you're in that finger choil and your thumb is in that nice thumb groove right there, the knife just disappears in hand. It is so comfortable. Plus, utility grips are very easy because of the low tip on this awesome sheep's foot blade. And pinch grips, again, that tip is low, very easy to use. Turn it around, I do have enough room to cut straps. In a beef jerky Avenger grip, I'm easily capped off and held back by that flipper tab, and don't feel like I would slide if there's any beef jerky juice, especially because micarta gets grippier when wet. And I'm also locked in a beef jerky Defender grip. How about a few other size comparisons before I tell you how you can win one of these? I know you've been waiting. We're going to start off with one everybody knows. How about the Spyderco PM2? In this case, the Wharncliffe Rendition from Cutlery Shop and CTSX HP, one of my grail knives. It is obviously quite a bit bigger than our FerraMonster. I'm going to compare it to the other FerraMonster models. We have the Urban Grip. That is the Aurora Rays. This is the Urban Grip. Same size comparison as the OG Glideman. Two more size comparisons. The other new model from FerraMonster, the Spectrum. I will be reviewing this one very soon. Now, how about, my perma knife, my baby, the TRM Neutron 2. And as you can see, the Glideman CP is a little bit bigger than the Neutron 2. I have carried this now for well over a month, and that may not seem like a long time, but it's been through a couple of trips down to Texas and back with me and some other stuff, and it has been carried and used. The weight of this, coming in at only 3 ounces, feels really good in pocket. And it's just too comfortable to use with my hands not to carry this one often. I do like that their only billboarding is the logo on the pivot, and then you get the 154 cm mark on the blade itself. Keeping it simple, it's a beautiful blade with that divot, that swedging on the front. We do have some jimping back here to lock us in as well. Behind that flipper tab, really locked in this position as well. So, enough of that, because you want to know how you can win one of these. Well, this Saturday, June 14th, if you're watching this after this, then the giveaway is already gone. But you can still use code DBD to save 10% whenever you purchase at FerraMonster.com, and there'll be a link below. But to win this one, FerraMonster is sponsoring a giveaway, and this Saturday, if you tune in at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, you'll be able to enter to win the FerraMonster Glideman CP, as well as a bunch of other knives. So you're going to want to make sure you're there. Live participation is required to win this bad boy. In the meantime, if you want to pick one up before their Father's Day sale is over and get it for less than $100, they'll be linked below. Again, that sale ends after the 13th. So let me know what you guys think about the Glideman CP versus the OG. Do you think it was a good idea for them to bring out a less expensive? I can call it budget right now because it's because of the sale. It's under $100, but typically it's not under $100. It's just over, so I can't call it budget. But lower cost version of the Glideman, and if so, do you think they picked the right materials? I hope to see every one of you this Saturday. Until then, stay safe, stay frosty, and most importantly, stay deadly.